Daraja in Swahili means bridge, and so Daraja Music Initiative aims to bridge musical cultures. Tanzania was chosen as a site location for this particular project because the national tree of Tanzania, in Pingo, is the tree that musical instruments are derived from, specifically clarinets. We were founded in 2010 by Michelle von Haug, who had a deep interest in music and conservation. She wanted to tell the story of the clarinet from the very beginning and to bring that clarinet back to its origins in a way that empowered the community that it came from.
When Michelle kind of heard like, oh, clarinets come from Africa, no one's really doing anything to replenish these instruments, but we're cutting down trees at like an alarming rate, what's happening? So she kind of jumped on a plane, grabbed a bunch of clarinets, went to Africa, and then it just became something that I absolutely had to do.
To show up with a clarinet, an instrument that locals have not heard of, that they have rarely seen or heard, did not yield immediate positive results. And so with some time and with some energy and with some connections, she was able to start to build these relationships.
I work with a lot of local Tanzanians, so as soon as I hit the ground, I hoof it. Literally, I walk to our nearest school. The process is kind of crazy because we do email throughout the year, but email's not as reliable. The administrative offices of Majengo Primary do not come with a lot of computers with Wi-Fi or with internet. So when I get to country, my first job is to find the people that we work with. So I head over to Majengo, I say, hi, we're back, let's get going, let's get started.
Throughout the course of the summer, kids are given group music lessons and private music lessons. So during that time, they're learning best practices of whatever instrument they're holding, the fundamentals of that. They're learning how to read music, they're learning how to play music, and probably most importantly, they're learning how to make music together in a group setting.
And then during the time that we're not there, the kids still continue to practice. I think my favorite story was Ronald at TPC. So he went and recruited his own friends to play those instruments, and then he taught those friends those instruments so that when we showed up again the next year, Ronald said, Madame, this is so-and-so, he plays the saxophone. And I was like, no wait, wasn't this in the Parent Rep program? I'd never met Claude before. He goes, Claude's a good saxophone player. Claude comes out, he plays saxophone beautifully. And I was like, where did you learn to do that? He goes, my teacher Ronald showed me how to do this. I was like, oh, okay, well, cool. You're part of the program. Let's go. It's so amazing to me because they've never even seen the instrument before we give it to them. And then they're like band kids anywhere in the world where they're like, okay, this is me, this is my family. I'm gonna go recruit more people to be a part of my family, and I'm gonna teach them everything they need to know.
The growth is kind of all over the map because our kids are so like, there's such a community amongst the students. So you might have someone who's been playing only 6 months, hanging out with someone who's been playing in our program for 4 or 5 years, and they're teaching them songs like across like curriculum. So even though like this beginning student might not be ready for some of these fingerings and techniques, they're going to their friends like, oh, show me this, show me this. So it's a lot of peer-to-peer teaching and a lot of just peer-to-peer mentoring that happens as well, naturally. Just giving them this opportunity to try something new that they've never seen, never heard. They don't think they might be good at it, but then as soon as they do it, they're like, oh, I can do this. Like, you can kind of see the light turns on, and that's, I think, universal for any student, no matter where you are.
Tanzania is classified as a least developed nation. The schools are lacking resources and they're lacking the materials they need in order to create creative educational spaces.
They don't have instruments, they don't have scarves or toys. It's so limited. They just sing songs, which is great. Like, singing is good for you. It's good for your brain development. So to give them an instrument and put all of that practice into making music with an object that is theirs, I think makes such a huge impression on them.
We're not just teaching them Western music. We're also getting them to learn songs that they've heard all their lives growing up, just like native folk songs, Tanzanian children's songs that their parents might have sung to them, that they're learning to play on the instruments now. So I think, again, tying in like, here are the techniques from the Western culture, but here's how you can apply it and use it in your everyday life and really make it their own.
So when we come in and we offer them this ability to learn by doing and to learn through music, we create a really rich educational environment.
All of the instruments that we bring in countries stay in Tanzania. When we give a child an instrument, we tell them it is your instrument. It does not belong to the program, it belongs to you. All we ask is that if you're finished with it, if you don't continue on with the program, that you consider donating it back. And we'll never take that away from them because it is something that we brought for them.
Not a lot of students have opportunities to feel empowered, to feel like they can do something, to feel like they can be successful at something, or even feeling like they're a part of like a team, a group, a community. So I think that's really empowering for these students to feel like they're a part of something that's bigger than their everyday lives, that they never dreamed was a possibility.
As the organization progressed and as we continued to go back year after year, that idea of sort of music education for social change really evolved and developed in such a way that it also began to include a much deeper conservation education element.
Conservation classes, we try to do them every day. Some of our volunteers will teach the sustainability and conservation efforts too. So a lot of these students don't get the things that we get in the United States when it comes to conservation of like reduce, reuse, recycle.
The ability to work with the community side by side in partnership is essential to the work that we're doing in order to help create a sustainable future, both for the tree, but also for their community at large.
We're really proud of all of the community partnerships that we have in Tanzania. And one of them is with Samueli, who is our tree guy. He grows all of our impingos from saplings. We plant anywhere from 10 to 30 trees at a time. And we'll finish the planting with a music ceremony where we play the Tanzanian national anthem. But our greater message being that the impingo that we've planted today has brought us together in this moment. That I play the clarinet. I'm here in Tanzania because I love the impingo tree. The impingo tree is the national tree of Tanzania, and so therefore we're connected in a really powerful way.
Tanzania is a beautiful country, and so few of our kids actually get to go out and see those breathtaking environmental places that Tanzania has to offer. A small portion of what we do, a weekly field trip, really leaves a lifetime impact on them.
I think music is this vehicle for social change. I think it gives the kids the ability to take themselves from whatever situation that they're in to be a part of something bigger than themselves, to see themselves succeeding at anything. And we know this as musicians and as music teachers, that not all of our kids are going to go on to be professional clarinet players. They're going to go on to do really big things though. They're going to go on to make their communities better and to provide jobs for more people in the world. And we see that with our kids now. They're doing these things, and they're not doing it with the clarinet in their face the whole time, but they have this thing that they learned about clarinet that they're applying to the rest of their lives.